Hello everyone, nice to be back for another tech talk. It's been a little while since I've done one, so it's nice to be back behind the camera. I'm Alasdair, I'm one of the hardware engineers here at Kitronik, involved in the design work, and I'm here with Emma today, who is our graphic designer and general in-house maker extraordinaire, who makes all sorts of interesting and fun resources with our products, some of which I'm sure you've seen in our blog posts and things online.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about our simple servo board for BBC Microbit, which is one of our new products. We're going to go into a bit more detail and see some interesting things you can do with it, but just overview briefly, it is exactly as the name suggests. It is a simple board for driving servos with some extra bits and pieces on there as well. Yeah, really nice and easy to use. A great board to get started with the Microbit. As with all our tech talks, the chat is available on the live stream. If you've got any questions, please do feel free to ask them. We'll be monitoring them, and Mark will be monitoring them as well, and we'll do our best to answer them here live. If you're watching this later, we always post our videos up on the YouTube channel. If we get more questions, we'll try and answer those in the comments as well, whenever they come along. So yeah, should we get started on looking at this board? I think Emma's going to do a bit of demonstration work just to get us started. So I'll just flick to the demo camera.
Hello. There we go. Let's try and move everything out of the way.
So here it is. Maybe can we go a bit closer? We can see this is the board itself. It's got 3 servo outputs, which is great for you to run your projects. They can take 180 degree servos or 360 degree continuous rotation servos, so you can do lots of different things with them. And the Microbit, if we've got one there to plug in, slots in really nicely with the edge connector on the front. It just clicks in like that. No tools required to attach it. No tools of any kind required on this board actually, because it's just plug in the servos with the little 3-pin connectors, which Emma's got here. One of our, this is a 180 servo for this one.
Yes, this is a 180. Oh,
so they just plug in on that side. You can see just the 3 pins, signal, voltage, and ground. Color-coded wires, and then nicely labelled on the front as well, so you can see. See, just hiding behind the Microbit, you can see the nice labels there to tell you exactly which pins you're connecting. And that's all you need to do to connect a servo. And then I think you've got a program on the Microbit, haven't you? Yes,
so this one is indeed the dinosaur egg. So this one controls a little dinosaur here.
Okay.
So I will actually
zoom out to show us what's
maneuver you backwards.
Okay. What's our flashing arrow telling us?
So the flashing arrow tells us which one of these two point to. This might be easier if we just use the big camera.
Should we use the big camera just so you can hold it up and see what's going on?
Yeah. There we go. So this one is just a really simple one servo on the back of 2 pieces of cardboard with a little design that I drew on it. So just switch it on.
Oh.
I shouldn't hold it backwards. There we go.
So it's just a really nice little simple program, just to show just how easy it is to get things going with this board. You can use the Microbit buttons as like control features. It's driving that servo just back and forth. I think it's probably around a 90-degree sweep. We'll show you the programming later on MakeCode with our nice custom blocks package that we put together for controlling this board. And yeah, this is just I know it's very simple, it's just a cardboard design. It just shows you can do something at home or in schools with this board. We see this being good for primary schools, where you can do some nice simple projects in DT, either some more like craft style ones, or controlling 2 or 3 servers at once, up to perhaps doing something a little bit more advanced in secondary schools, where you might foresee something like perhaps with 3 servers you could do some more like stationary robotics stuff with perhaps a robot arm or something like that.
And you could also...
I guess you've also got some crop clip connections. Maybe it'd be easier to see the crop clip connections under the other camera. So along the bottom here, as well as the servo pins that we showed you already, we've actually got some crop clip connections. We've broken out pins 0, 1 and 2 from the microbit, along with 3 volts and ground. So those are all the standard pins that you see on a microbit anyway, which are all ready for crop clips. So you've not lost that functionality by plugging into the edge connector. You can access all of those, and they can be inputs or outputs. Maybe you want to add an LED to go and do some flashing or turning on when your servos do something, or maybe something like a simple light sensor. So if you shone a light or if it went dark, your little project could do something with that. So you could use those crop clip pads for those. And the ones at the end that the green crop clip is connected to at the moment, that actually breaks out the button A pin. So if you'd built your board into your project, but you still wanted to get some control, you could attach an external switch and still control things at a distance. We've got a little bit of focusing issue there, but I'm sure you can see the position on the board where it is.
There we go.
There we go. You can see there. That's the green crop clip connection area. You've got the button A breakout. So those are really handy. And again, it's no soldering required for attaching things to this board. It's just crop clips or just plugging in the servo leads. So it's just really nice and simple. And really, you've got everything you need on this board, haven't you?
Yeah, it's nice and easy to work with. I found that out. I'm not the most experienced with code, so it's nice and easy to work with. There's no tools required, so yeah, it was just easy to plug in, to go straight away, and obviously it's on MakeCode, and MakeCode is really good for simplicity. Yeah,
MakeCode, it really is simple to use. Shall I give a bit of a demonstration just now? We can show the blocks package that we've made. We can show how simple it is to write a program. And again, this is something that can be used at any stage if you wanted to program. So let's switch to screen capture. Hopefully you can see that. This here is MakeCode for microbit. So the website is just makecode.microbit.org. Very simple to get to. And when you arrive here for the first time, this is what you'll see. You've got this page. You can click on the big new project button, or if you're really new to the microbit, they've got some really handy tutorials just to get started straight away. So these are ones just for the microbit, and there's some extra bits and pieces down here if you want to learn how to do more with the microbit. But for us right now, we're going to click on the new project button, and then we'll give our project a nice name. Let's call it Simple Servo, shall we? Because this really is very simple to use. And then you click that. What this will do is it will take us to the editor page, which we'll see in just a minute when the internet's got there. So this is the area that you've always got whenever you write programs for the microbit. This is the editor window where you put your blocks that form your program. In this bar down here, we've got different menus which have the different blocks. So these are the basic ones for showing things on the LEDs on the microbit, or starting forever loops, or things that happen on start. That's when you first turn the microbit on. Down to inputs and music and all that sort of thing. If you're just doing stuff with the microbit, it's quite nice because you've got a simulator just here. So if I showed you that really simply, if I said I wanted to put a heart icon onto the LEDs on the microbit and I click play, it'll show you there exactly what's going to happen on your physical device as well, which is really helpful, I think. But for us, we're not doing that. What we want to do is go and add in the Kitronik blocks, which makes it really simple to use. So go here, click extensions, and it's just called Simple Servo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go. So you'll have some things that come up, and right here at the start we've got Kitronik simple servo with a handy picture of the board, so you know that you're bringing in the right thing. So we hit that, and what that does is it brings in a new menu option here on this list. It's going to load. The internet, you know, the internet's always a bit slow, isn't it? Whenever you want it to do something. Here we go. You see, we've got a new category. It's called Servo, and inside there's just 4 blocks. That's all we need to control this board. Should we make a 360 servo turn round? Because I think that's something that you're going to demonstrate in a minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's pull that in, and we want that to run forever, do we? Okay.
We do.
So that's servo 1. There are 3 servos, and you can just select them with a drop down. Here, that's really nice and easy to change between them, which ones you want to control. And you can say you want it to turn clockwise or turn counterclockwise. You've got control there. Do you want it counterclockwise for this one? Was it?
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, let's go counterclockwise. Let's be exciting and out there. And then here we've got a nice slider just to select how fast we want it to turn. So the default's 50% speed, but you can set it to whatever you want in that range. I'm going to be dangerous and set it to 86 because I can't quite slide it to 85. And I think for your demonstration, it's got some music playing, hasn't it, as well?
It does, yes.
Is that also running forever?
Yes, it is.
Great. Let's bring in another forever loop. And what's really nice about this board, although it doesn't have a speaker on it, this is compatible with V1 and V2 microbit. And V2 microbit has got a buzzer on it, so it's nice to showcase how you can combine that with this board. So we're going to make a melody run, or maybe we'll play a little tune. Should we play a little tune? I'll write one.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. It's going to go up and down. You can tell I'm a musical genius. There we go. It's
beautiful.
It's something. It's something at least. So this is all the program would need. This would make a servo turn. Let's just turn that off before it gets irritating in the background. So this will just make the servo turn counterclockwise forever, 86% speed, and it will play a tune at the same time, which should be on the buzzer on the B2 microbit. Or I think you could probably crop clip one on, perhaps to the defaults to pin 0 on the microbit for sound coming out. So if you crop clip to the bottom there, you can add your own buzzer if you're using a V1 microbit. So this isn't limited to V2 if you've got some extra components you want to add. And that's it. That's all the program would need to run our little program. So you just hit save, and then that brings downloads your .hex file, and that can just be drag and dropped onto the microbit when it's plugged in, just like a USB drive. And it really is that easy to program this board. So a little showcase of the program that we've written. You'd drag that to your microbit and click done. Emma's going to just connect up a new thing.
Yes, I shall.
She's going to show us how this program might actually be used.
So I have here a paper automator.
What does that mean?
So it's basically just a little robot made out of paper. It's supposed to have a hand crank on the side of it, also made of paper. But this one was designed by one of my favourite paper crafters, Tubby Paws. So thank you. And basically, I'll bring this on big screen. Servo 1.
You're going to bring it on the big camera, eh?
Yes, I shall.
Okay.
So, I don't know how well versed everyone is in internet memes, but this is the Keyboard Cat. I've programmed this microbit to sing the Keyboard Cat song while he plays the piano.
It might be hard for you to hear the tune. It is irritating, but fun at the same time. And you can see really nicely, this is just one servo. It's turning around continuously. It's the servo on the side there. You can see it turning quite nicely. And just with some clever gear work inside, Emma's made the cat play the piano, which I'm sure is very exciting. But that's a really nice little project you could do with it, and perhaps that's something that could happen in the classroom as well. If you wanted to expand on this, add more servos, do some more interesting things with gears and levers and things like that. And perhaps just something I'm thinking about. I can't see any battery pack connected or any leads plugged in. Do you want to go under the camera?
Under the camera?
There's actually on the back of this, if you flip it over, we've got a 3x AA battery pack included on the back of the board, and this is great because it means everything's all in one. You don't need any extra wires, you don't need an extra power supply for this, and three AA batteries is really good for powering servos, and it also powers the microbit as well, regulated safely to the voltage that you need there. And this means this device is portable. You don't have to be tied down to your desk with this. You can move your project around. If you wanted to hold the board onto something, how can we do that?
These little T-shaped things here are rubber band lugs. So you can attach that, attach a rubber band on.
Is there one that is? I see there's one on each side, so you could either stretch one rubber band all the way around, or you're tying this onto something else, perhaps like cardboard tube or a mounting block of some kind. So yeah, that can hold it on really nicely. Whatever project you're making with this, you've got power, you've got a sun mounting method, and you've got all the connections you need. And actually as well, something which I always find helpful when I'm struggling with knowing whether there's enough power, is knowing whether the board's actually on. And I think if you flick the switch, hopefully we'll see, there we go. You've got a power LED to know whether you've definitely got your batteries in, definitely not got enough power there, which is just really helpful. A really nice little visual indicator of what's going on.
Amazing.
Did you have any other projects that were good, perhaps something that showcased more than one servo? Because we've only used one servo at a time, but this board's great. You can do 3.
Yeah.
I wonder if this might be a hold up as well.
Oh, this is definitely a hold up one.
Okay.
I have actually, glad you asked, one with 2 servos in it.
Okay.
And it is a little scene with Loch Ness involved. I'm not sure. I think you might have to hold that up next to it.
Would you like me to hold it up with you?
That
hold that next to it. Okay.
And
let me make sure that we're just going to set it up, then the viewers can see what's going on.
Yeah.
So what have we got? We've got this scene of Loch Ness, and you've got 2 servos.
I believe I've plugged them in the right way around, but I may have to... the headphone one doesn't appear to be working. I plugged them in the wrong way around. I knew it was bound to happen.
Okay, so this is just a simple case of having 2 servos and only one.
Technical difficulties.
There, look at that. The surface of Loch Ness rippling, and the Loch Ness monster that's there.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Well, you can see the surface of Loch Ness rippling nicely. And Nessie does wiggle back and forth. There you go, when she feels like it.
Yeah.
And what's nice about this as well, perhaps if the sound might be...
Go on. Have a go. Nessie. Oh.
Well, as with all demonstrations, let's. But I don't know if you can see on the side, and we've actually got one of our linear actuators attached to the servo. So that's a kit that we sell to go with servos to turn that rotational movement into a linear motion, which is really nice for projects where you want to control something side to side. In this case, that's continuously moving, or it might be that you want to program something to move to a specific place backwards and forwards, opening and closing a window or a flap or something.
Yeah.
But it's really nice for doing that. Yeah, I think we've probably mostly covered the board. I mean, there's not loads to cover because it is nice and simple, as the name suggests.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're limited in the simplicity of what you can do with it.
Yeah, absolutely not. You can make it as more complicated as complicated as you would like. Words.
Yes, and it's not just cardboard you can work with. You could build this into, perhaps you got some laser cut or handmade wooden designs or acrylic. I know that's lots of the materials that schools have for making things, but it is also nice to see that you can make it from bits of old boxes and cards you've got maybe lying around at home, some old cereal boxes or packaging that some of those Christmas gifts came in. You can turn into something else. I guess the only other thing to say, particularly if we wanted to go into secondary school with this and wanted to go a bit further, as well as the MakeCode blocks language, we've actually also written a MicroPython class, which is available on the Kitronik GitHub page. And that means you can program it in the text-based MicroPython language if you wanted to take this a bit further and build it into perhaps some computing combined with DT projects that we're doing in schools. Yeah, I think it's a great little board. Excited to see what other things we can produce. Are these just designs that you've got in here, or are they going to be available?
They are, in fact, going to be available. I'm going to be putting them up in a blog, so watch this space. We have quite an extensive resource section, so I'm adding to that all the time with the help of the wonderful Mark behind the scenes. So we are so we're going to be putting these up as probably as just image or design files this time.
Okay. Great.
And instructionals.
And I think you'll be able to find those on the web page. So this is the Kitronik website, the simple Servo page. So you've got information there on pricing. Whether you're buying it in perhaps larger volumes for schools, you've got that discount there, or buying it for yourself. V1 and V2 compatible, as we said. But then there's a bit of an overview of what the features are. There we are. There's that cat going again. It's everywhere. But then if you scroll down the bottom, we've got a video on perhaps some of those features and how to use it. And then down here, there's the data sheet, which has just got some extra info, perhaps some tech info if you needed to find stuff out. But we've got here already the Getting Started guide, which is a blog post here, which tells you how to get going with this board, which is just really nice and informative and instructive. Again, shows you, it's almost like a written down version of this tech talk, to be honest, which is really good just for getting you started, adding more servos, programming them, and really getting to grips with this board so you can do some exciting things for yourself. As Emma said, there will be more resources coming soon, which can be accessed in the same place on the page. I think that's probably all on this board. Should we just see if there's anything on the chat?
Yes.
Thank you, the Chicken Grills, for saying you love it. That's really nice. We love it too, and we're excited to see what our customers do with this. Just having a little read through. Okay, that's a nice suggestion for you there, Martin. Thank you. Probably this is a microbit talk, but we do also do products for the Raspberry Pi Pico. We've got a few of those out, including our Pi Pico autonomous robotics platform, which is what Martin's asked about using servos on there. That probably is scope for another talk, but we have got some. We should have some resources online for helping with that as well. But that's a good suggestion. Thank you, Martin. For watching and for posting that. But yeah, we like to put servos, we like to put motors in lots of our products because it's really nice to add that movement to various projects that you're doing, and particularly with robotics, which you can make something simple with robotics here or with a robotics platform for Pico, rather than just driving around. I think if there's no more questions.
As Alasdair said, everything will be up as resources. Watch this space, and this will also be a video on demand. If you have any questions beyond that, don't hesitate to send us a message. We have a very helpful customer service team, and also there was a point I was going to make that. You all just witnessed my brain fly out of the window. So yeah. Oh yes, if you make one of these projects or you make anything with this, we'd love to see it. So get in contact. Maybe at us on Instagram. We're as you can see down here at Kitronik on any of our socials. So let us know. Send us a video or a picture. We'd love to see it. We love seeing that sort of stuff.